Good morning, my sugar wiggers. Hey, my beautiful butterflies. Ms.V here. Come on in the building. Let's chat for a minute. I got some good news. I got some not so good news this morning on a Sunday morning. But I'm going to give y'all a few minutes to come in here so I can tell y'all what happened before day this morning. Things happen fast out here, people. And that's why it's not good to be out here performing and clowning and lying and scamming and cheating and whatever you might be doing that ain't right, me included, okay? So, all I got to say this Sunday morning is prayers are needed, especially out here on these YouTube streets. It's needed for a lot of people out here. I hope we are still praying for Danya for what she has gone through here just recently with her son. And then when I get a few of y'all in the chat, I want to tell y'all what happened after yesterday. We went down yesterday. Hit the like button as you come in, please. Hey, Tiffany, how you doing? Good morning. Happy Sunday to you also, Tiffany. Miss V already ready to go to church. I'm not singing this morning because I don't want to wear the dark sunshades inside. As you see, I don't know if you can see well. I don't have any light on in here other than the Ring camera light to shine on the phone this morning because the light still hurts my eyes after my surgery on Monday. But like he said, it would take a little while for my brain to adjust to the new sight that I'm seeing now. And it's showing that I'm not live on YouTube, so people will know that I'm live and they'll come in. Hey, hanging out, how you doing? You wearing that hat? Love it. This was my mother's. Yes, I told y'all I got a lot of hats from her because she was a hat wearing queen. Yes, she was. So this was one of her hats that she had, and my mother always wore her hair very short after a head surgery that she had to remove the tumor off of her brain. So I've also told y'all I look a lot like her, and y'all were able to pick her out on my community wall because we do look a lot alike, especially at this age. Um, Thank you though, hanging out. I love my mom's hat. She always loved the big hats because she said she had a big head. I don't consider myself having a big head, so I can wear her hats with nothing inside, no cushion around it or anything. That's what she thought, okay? Hey, respectfully yours. Hey, Auntie, headed to Sunday school and worship service. You are gorgeous. Thank you. I could put on no kind of eye makeup this morning because I don't want to get anything in this eye, and it looked crazy to do one eye and don't do the other eye. And I know I'm gonna have to wear those Blu-rays in church this morning. And I've already told the choir director and the pastor and everybody down there knows that I've had eye surgery and I won't be up there. But this is what I wanted to tell y'all. Yesterday we went down to Miss Margaret's house and we had comedy hour down at Miss Margaret's, drinking coffee and eating banana bread. This morning at 3 o'clock, y'all. She was talking about yesterday. She was all plugged up, and I had been thinking about her and trying to get her. Myra, I'm on live. Okay. Anyway, trying to get her to go to the hospital the other night or meet her at the emergency room, which is right down the street from where I live. Hey, Jean, good morning. How are you? Looking fabulous, Miss V. Good morning. Good morning to you too, Jean. So anyway, I was telling y'all a story about Miss Margaret and what happened to her. Hey, Carla. Thank you for the hearts and the roses, everybody who's bringing in the hearts and roses. So I'm talking a little fast this morning because I want to run by the emergency room where she is on my way out to church this morning. So at 3:30, she called me this morning about 6 something. And she said at 3:30 this morning, those stabbing pains came back. Now, she had us all convinced yesterday that she was stopped up and that she needed to have her upper bowels and all this released. And I kept telling her, you are not a doctor. You worked in a hospital all your life. Those are the worst patients, too. And it may not be that. I never knew, unless it's a bowel obstruction, would have you in stabbing pain. Well, she called me this morning at 6 o'clock in the emergency room, and they have admitted her or getting ready to admit her to the hospital. Miss Margaret had some blockage in her heart. That's the stabbing pains. And she also had a kidney infection, which they are treated with an IV in the emergency room before they admit her into the hospital. Thank you, Carla. Carla says, I'm looking beautiful. Thank you, Carla. And hanging out and speaking to you. So that's what's going on with Miss Margaret. So we won't have a keyboard player today unless the director comes down and play the keyboard. And there will be other people who may fill in playing the tambourine today. I don't know. I'm not going up there with no dark sunshades on this morning. I am not going to do that. And I've already told the choir director that I'll be gone for a few Sundays and maybe into next month because I'm supposed to get the left eye done next month. Hey, Sandra McHenry, good morning. It's Sunday. Thank you, Lord, for another day filled with grace and mercy. You're looking amazing. Thank you, Sandra. Respectfully yours. That's for Miss Margaret, respectfully yours. Martha is another friend of mine. Martha is the one who has the dementia. She's also another friend, but y'all have not met her. I've just kind of talked about her. And she's the one that was the psychologist nurse for years down at UTMB. And not too long after she retired, she came down with dementia. But this is Margaret, the piano player. Yes. Prayers for Miss Margaret. Thank you, Carla, because we had a lot of fun. Hi, Zahara. Good morning. How are you? And welcome to Chatting with Miss V. Hey, Myra, you made it in. Thank you. I appreciate that. Prayers for Miss Margaret are going up from Sandra McHenry. Hanging out. Say she been a sugar wooger. I appreciate that. Okay. Thanks to all of you. Like I said, I made it so cheap that anybody who wanted to be a member over here could be a member. Jean Hurst is sending prayers up for Miss Margaret also. I think I have a new member, but it doesn't say who. It just says member. I don't know if you're a new member or old member, but yeah, I kind of thought it was more than that too, respectfully yours, because it just didn't seem right to me. I'm not in the medical field, so I don't be trying to diagnose nobody. But I've been around long enough and been around enough sick people enough to know, why would you have stabbing pains? And I did ask her on Friday night, I said, where are the pains? And she said, on the left side. And it immediately clicked, your heart is on the left side. But I didn't say nothing. I just kept trying to convince her, come on up here. Do you want me to come down there, pick you up and bring you up here? Now I'm going to go to the hospital on Monday. And I'm saying, why is your head so hard? Okay. Your head is hard for an older woman. You ought to be wanting to go see about that. You done seen enough people come in and worked in the hospital for close to 40 years in several different hospitals, and you done seen enough sick people coming in there with stabbing pains to know that that ain't just that. You just didn't want to go. But this morning, I reminded her of it, and she was like, you right, friend, you right. Hanging out, welcome to Sugar Woogers, boo. I appreciate that. Carla is speaking to everybody coming in the chat. Good morning, Miss Rucker. Hope all is well with you. Good morning, Miss V and my virtual family. And thanks to all of you who are bringing in the smiling faces, the hearts, the roses. I appreciate all of that. Myra, I've been a member. I just renewed my subscription. Yes, she's been a member for a while, hanging out has, and I appreciate that. Carla, speaking to you, Miss Rucker. So that's basically what's been going on with Miss V. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, and I couldn't work. I just couldn't figure out why I was tossing and turning and stuff like that. But when stuff is heavy on my mind, I don't sleep well. And may the best man win today's game. Browns versus Ravens. Yes, indeed. And it's an early game too. So again, Pastor Cotton, if you listen to this, can we do a part 2 next Sunday? I know Communion Sunday is usually longer. We wear white on Communion Sunday and we take communion on Communion Sunday. But it's a little longer service because is separated into parts. I don't know how many of y'all have watched the service, but we have the regular service first, then they dim the lights, and then they come down the aisle, the deacons do, and then they pray over the communion and whatever, and then they get theirs first, and then it has to be passed out to everybody in the church. We drink at the same time, we eat at the same time first, and then we drink at the same time, and then all the little cups have to be collected. So it takes a little bit longer to do it. And then we have announcements after that, and then the benediction. So it's usually about 15 to 20 minutes longer. So we won't be getting out early. We'll be getting out a little bit later, but that's okay. Who was it? I am Miss Rucker. Yeah, may the best man win, Miss Rucker. That's all I can say. Yep, I thought we had it sewed up last week, but they kicked the field goal and the best man won, okay? And it was a great game. And I think all of the games that we play this year are going to be good games because we really don't have, we've played the teams now that we knew we were going to win, like the Texans. But the schedule is tough this year. It's not an easy schedule, so they got to come on with it. Yes, indeed. Let Miss Margaret know she is in our prayers. I will. I'm going to go, and she's going to have the game on if they still have her in a room. This is what I don't know, how much testing they're going to do on a Sunday. Because doctors will have to be called in and stuff like that. So I'm thinking they just going to try to do medications today as the doctor prescribes them, and she'll be in her room most of the evening. So my intentions are to come home, change clothes, and then she's right up the street in Webster. That would be Nassau Bay. She's in a hospital in Nassau Bay, which is not very far from here. Everything around here is very close. You in and out in no time until you get into the city of Houston. And that's when you drive for days. But the traffic is getting bad down here because a lot of people are moving out of the city into the suburbs and into other little cities around here. We actually connecting, Houston is connecting with Galveston. When I first moved here, in 78, you could drive for miles before you could even find a service station on 45. Now it is connecting all the way. And like I told y'all, the school district that I'm working for, that subdivision that's so big that I talked about actually should be in another district, but they lost their accreditation. And so the school district I'm working for has picked it up. So people are really moving to the area. A lot of young people are moving here because they can find jobs. I mean, there are so many jobs out here. It's a great place to start an entrepreneurship. Even a lawn service makes plenty money here because look at the amount of homes you have. And any service almost does well. Dry cleaners, car washes, because it's warm so many months out of a year. It's warm almost 9 to 10 months out of a year here. And people like to keep their rides clean. Hey Sherilyn, how you doing? Good morning, beautiful, and chat. And good morning to you. And you're sending up prayer hands for Miss Margaret. I appreciate that. Carla, speaking to you, Sherilyn. So that's the news that I didn't have any idea I was going to be bringing y'all because y'all saw we was down there cutting up yesterday, having fun. And she even called me last night and she wants to do this and that, okay? And then to get this news this morning, I'm like, Lord, have mercy. What's next, okay? But it's to be expected as you age. I mean, younger people are having all kind of things that they've never had before. So you can expect it with older people to start having problems because your body is wearing out. It's not young anymore. It's older. You've used these organs every day, all your life. So just expect things like that. And that's the way I looked at my eyes. It comes with age. Cataracts come with age. The knees wear out due to age. And that's been my last two problems. Justice did live over there that I told y'all about, and she was talking about women's health, and she wanted everybody to go get their physical, their mammogram, and all the things that they needed that I went through this summer. In fact, I just got the bill, and this summer I didn't spend, but the insurance spent $11,000 running all those different tests for the different physicals that I had to have as a woman, which hopefully all of y'all have done your mammograms this year. Don't play with that, okay? And get the vaginal area checked also, okay? Your heart, your liver, your kidneys. Just get a complete physical at least this year, and you'll be good hopefully for next year, except for the mammograms. Get that checked every year, okay? And the vaginal area, get that checked. Those are two very vital places on your body that need to be checked all the time. My mutt, good morning. Hey, how you doing? And welcome to Chatting with Miss V. Tajis is in the building this morning. Hey, Queen, how you doing? Miss V is all ready for church this morning, except for the shoes. I was gonna wear white shoes this morning. I thought, nah, I'm not gonna do that because I still haven't had the time to go shoe shopping yet. So I found some other shoes that's going to work with this. They're black and white, and I could keep them on my foot. The problem is, after I lost the weight, the shoes are too big. So I found some padding in the drawer that I had never worn that I had bought, and I put them down in there, so I'm going to be able to wear those this morning. Miss V, how is cousin doing? Do you know, Miss Rucker, I still haven't heard from cousin yet. He doing fine. If you haven't heard from a person that you reached out and tried to bring in to help them and they're not saying anything, they're doing fine. He's doing great. Because if he wasn't, I would have heard from him. Yeah. I love the hat and your outfit. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I feel like my mother this morning. I feel like when I looked at myself in the mirror, I was like, oh my God, you're looking like her this morning. But that's a good thing. I thought she was a very pretty lady. Yes. Thank you, Tajisti. I love that. So that's about all I wanted to talk about this morning. I'm kind of like trying to get myself together to make this drive, and I need to find my Blu-rays. I took them off last night. Oh, here they are right here. I need to clean them up and get them put on so I can wear these little ugly shades. Today should be the last day because he said 7 days, okay? Why does it look like I got, oh, that's sweat. I don't know why I'm sweating in here this morning. Oh, the fan is not on. Let me turn the fan on. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, ho, ho. Hold your horses. Can someone drop your email, please? Myra, do you mind dropping the email for me, please? And I need to read it right away because if I don't get it right away, it takes too much to go back and read it. Because you told me you had sent one, and I looked in spam even, and I didn't see it. I don't know how many days I had to go back, but I went back 5 days after I stopped to read it because y'all know I got 3, and I can't be reading all them emails. Let me turn this fan on. I'm sweating. And okay, there it is. Myra just put it up for you. Miss Rucker. Good morning, Sandra Duncan. Let me turn the fan on. I can't with this. Hold on. The weather is still crazy here in Houston. It's cool in the morning, and I wanted to sit out on the balcony this morning to talk to y'all, and I do have my coffee. I do. I've been drinking it. You see the lipstick stain on it. But y'all say y'all can't always what I'm trying to say, the video does not come in well always on the balcony. And somebody told me what to get long time ago, and I never did stop and get it right then. That would bring my videos in clearer in here. So if y'all are in the chat and y'all remember what y'all told me to get, drop it again for me. Because the only thing I know to do now, and I just found out yesterday when I checked my account, I had DirecTV at the last place. Over here, they have a different service. It used to be Comcast. It's Infinity now. And they've been charging me ever since I left the last place. So I got to try to get that straight. I tell you, I have so much to do. And I called them and told them to turn it off a week before I left from over there. Everything, turn it off. And then they still bill me for it. And it was on my where they take it out of your account. So that's why I have to go back and look over everything at the end of the month, because I just saw where they took it out for the second time. So they took it out for last month and the month before, because this is coming on the third month here. Okay, starting today is October 1st Sunday, got to be. Okay. Yeah, Miss Rucker, go ahead on and email me now so I can read it before I leave here, and that way it won't get hung up in I don't know where to look for it. Is it in spam? Is it in, because sometimes, back when I was doing the giveaway, a lot of y'all's addresses went into the spam. I don't understand that well enough to understand why it did. Somebody told me to go into spam and look for it. So I did. But anyway, y'all, I'm not going to hold y'all very, very long this morning. Just keep Miss Margaret in prayers, because she is dearly a very nice person, and she's been a friend a long, long time to me, and she's been going through a lot of losses. She just went to a party. Remember, she wanted to borrow some sequin shells and blouses and whatever, and she came over last week and got them, and she wore the black sequin with her white pants, and the outfit that she showed me she wore, it was gorgeous together. She's very tall and very thin, and it looked very nice on her. But I guess, like I say, she's been going through a lot, because the party she went to last night was a friend of hers. I don't know the lady. It's a friend of hers. And the lady has been dealing with cancer, and it was her birthday party, and she told me when she called me last night on live. Remember, she called me last night, and I said I'd call her back. Well, that's what she wanted to tell me, is that the lady made the announcement last night that the doctors had told her that she would live on chemo for the rest of her life, whatever her lifespan is. And that was not good. But hey, we all gonna go through something before we leave here. What can I say? And then she just lost 2 friends last week. And that's to be expected at this age, but it's painful, because y'all have been together for so long, and then all of a sudden they're there and they're not there, and things can happen very, very quickly. Carla is speaking to you, Tajisti. Myra's telling Miss Rucker she's welcome. So I'm going to get off of here, finish dressing, and get myself together to drive down to church this morning. And Miss Rucker, I will be watching the game, even if I have to record it and watch the replay of the game. And we'll talk about it later on. How about that? Y'all have a blessed Sunday. Thank y'all for coming in this morning. Hit that like button on the way out for those of you who didn't hit it coming in. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all who have become a member over here. Thank you for everything. You sent the email. Okay, I'm going to look at it as soon as I get off, Miss Rucker. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself. Have a great Sunday, and I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.